you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice
So,
to be here.
yeah, wow. So how's it's many months that we didn't see each other. So now is a real pleasure to have you here in our streaming. Hi, Steve. How's it going there?
Say that again.
How is going there in USA now?
How's it going? It's going here. I mean, we're just like staying home. We just go out if we have to get some groceries, but just sort of staying away from everybody right now. What about you?
In Italy, everything is in this moment. The premier is going online and say what we the second steps to be. We start on the May 4th. How is it in Denmark, guys?
Uh,
Uh,
in
Go ahead.
Denmark, we are the prime minister is saying that we know more about everything on May 10th. Maybe some more stuff will open up, but right now all venues and festivals and stuff are closed down. So
Yeah. Dan, can you put a little bit the camera down because your face is like this?
But Alex, I cannot hear Steve. Can you
Okay,
do fix
fantastic.
that
No,
problem?
it's not a
Is it better now?
Sì, abbiamo dei gravi problemi, ragazzi. Stasera è stato un miracolo essere online. Steve lo stiamo riprendendo da un telefono su una telecamera perché non è riuscito a collegarsi, quindi è una telefonata quella che tutti voi vedete. So tell us something about your trio, your house beginning, and how was the start?
go ahead, Steve.
Well, I couldn't understand what his question was. What is it, Michael?
Alex is saying, how did we all meet?
How did we all
Meet?
meet? Oh, we met at the at a summer school session outside of Copenhagen. Michael, you can explain that better than I can.
Yeah,
What
I
the name
can.
of the program?
Yeah, Steve was in Denmark, I guess, maybe 8 years ago for a week at a summer school. And it's a place where there's like the musicians from all over the world come there to give a week-long workshop. And I was there, and we played some of my music at a combo, and Steve and we talked a lot about music, and I gave him a CD that I had recorded with Dan, and then I said to Steve, well, if you have time sometime soon, we would love to invite you over and do a trio tour. So that's what we did, and the first time we toured all over Scandinavia, playing I guess around 20 shows or so, and it was a really big success. And we recorded our first album. So yeah, from then on, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have.
How many years ago was it that we met?
I think it was the first tour was in 2014, so I think we met in 2012.
Wow.
2012. Right.
And
Yeah.
something that you say in the master class that I've been there, that with this trio, your way to play is completely different because you have a Hammond. Can you explain us how the different to play with a normal bass or with a Hammond?
Yeah, it's well, first of all, Michael and Dan, they've been playing together for a long time, and they've developed some kind of magic that from playing together for so many years. and I just try to lock in with that because it's the music is unique for organ bass, and it's a challenge to lock it in, but once we do, it's so much fun, and so it makes us just keep coming back for more.
That is good. And Dan, so when you play with Steve and Michael, you're Steve follow you. So how is the feeling to play the Hammond with Steve Gadd?
Well, it feels great, I can tell you. But can you do something about Steve's sound? I cannot hear him.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
do it.
you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got it out. Well, it's great fun to play with these guys, and well, it's a shame that we didn't go to Japan here in March, but looking forward to playing
We have
some more.
We'll reschedule. We'll have some things to look forward to.
Yeah, to reschedule is a world problem now. When to reschedule everything?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
But
It's great fun.
what? I was really looking forward to going out and doing this tour too. I had so much fun playing with Michael and Dan, and also there's Eddie Yarrell is a friend of ours, a drummer who plays percussion sometimes with us, and it's a lot of fun. I'm so I'm sad that we couldn't do it. I miss playing the music, but hopefully we'll be able to reschedule.
Of course, Steve. we're supposed to have a tour in the summer, but I think everything, all festivals and promoter, they didn't know yet what will be, but we just hope everything will be fine. But let's see. So tell us something about your music, Michael.
Yeah. My whole career, I've been really, really fascinated by drums, and if I had any talent playing the drums, I would have loved to play the drums, because I've been studying a lot of music from New Orleans and from Africa and all over the world and Brazil, because I just love a great groove. If you find a great groove, that's just that's kind of all you need to feel the music, and that's definitely what I try to do when I write songs for this band. I try to have a focus on the rhythmical drive and the groove, and I have some ideas of how the groove should lay, and then when we meet up, the three of us, Dan and Steve, they are amazing at just finding out a special way to play my music, so it sounds really unique and like no one else would play it. And that's one of the, I think, the biggest, the most positive, the best thing about the band is that Steve and Dan and we have a way of finding a groove that's sort of unique for each song. We work a lot on that, and not just always taking the obvious choice, but insisting on finding something that's really locking in, and yeah, we spend a lot of time doing that, and these guys are just great at it.
Wow. Steve, there is a question for you. Pasquale say, hi Steve, I'm Pasquale, I'm 15 years old, I'm a little drummer, and I like to ask you two questions. Here they are. What is music for you? And among your experience and participation, which memories do you remember with satisfaction?
Alex, you're going to have to say that again. I can't understand everything.
What is music for you? The first question is, what is music for you?
Music is, I mean, music is my life. Um, and when you can really, when everyone's in agreement and you can really lock it in, it's like, it's the truth. You know what I mean? It's like, music is the truth. When it's really happening, it's you can't deny it, and it means everything to me, because when you can lock it in and you can find that agreement on the bandstand, and then even when you can connect that with an audience, that kind of energy makes me feel like I don't need as much sleep. Everything, life gets easier, and so that's why I keep trying to lock those grooves in, because it makes my life feel easier.
Yeah, there is another question, and Max, is a very Italian great drum player, asks something about Buddy Rich, because Buddy in the interview say that Steve will be the historic drummer. So if you can tell us something about Buddy Rich.
Well, I mean, Buddy, I love Buddy. He was a great player, and inspired. I'm sure, every drummer today has something that they've heard that Buddy did. And I met him a couple of times. He was fantastic, one of a kind, and just a great inspiration for all the drummers.
Yeah, wow. So I'm very sorry for Dan that he can hear us, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm just calling him on my phone right now, so hopefully he can hear what Steve says.
Wow, that is a good. So I can't believe that Steve is my phone on my other computer in the other room. It's fantastic. So, guys, do you have some inspiration of this trio? How is beginning? How the first rehearsal? Can you tell us something about the first rehearsal? When you start to play the first tune, how's Steve going inside the trio?
Yeah, of course. Um, like I guess, like every musician I know, my generation, we have been listening to albums our whole life with Steve playing drums. He's played on so many great albums. So of course, the first time we met at the rehearsal space, of course I knew Steve in advance, but it was the first time that Dan and Steve had to play together. So of course there are, yeah, it's like the king of drums coming to Denmark, and we were of course nervous and anxious to play with him, because he is, yeah, it's just fantastic. But I remember from the very first song we played that it was a song that's on the first album, and I remember Steve said something like, Michael, do you think the way I'm playing it, does it swing the right way, or do you want me to play? Do you want me to change anything? And he's just by saying that, he's he was all of a sudden he was just like everyone else you would play with. He's interested in making the music sound the best possible, and it's not about egos or anything. So from the very first song we rehearsed, we were all sort of on the same level, just talking about how we should make the music sound the way it's possible. And that's definitely that was a great thing of Steve to do, and that made I guess made both Dan and I less nervous about, you know, the whole situation. And from then on, it was just natural.
Steve, something to say about this?
For me, for
Yeah,
who? Steve?
yeah. For you, how was the feeling of the first rehearsals with them?
You know, I mean, I really had to. Those guys have a thing, and you know, for me, the challenge was trying to lock in with what they were doing, because it was magical, and it sounded simple, but you know, like when you really you can tell when you're playing music whether it's happening or not, and but one, you know, so it was I had to learn uh, how to lock in with what they were doing, because it was so beautiful, and so that's what I did, and that's what I continue to do, and I think that's what we all do together. We just try to lock in and make it comfortable, and come to an agreement. Okay, so we're all contributing. It's not up to any one of us. It's up to the three of us to come to an agreement, and make and try to and that's the challenge every night. And with these guys, you know, it's been fun. We have fun every night. It feels great.
So there is a question for Michael. When do you hear and love for the first time the Afrobeat music, and how began the Catimegos band for Dan? Do you know the organ trio band Devon Lamar organ trio? Do you like this kind of organ trio sound?
Okay, first question.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in love with African music for a long time, and I especially like music from Mali, and there's a lot of great music. I've listened a lot to Oumou Sangaré, a singer from Mali, and there's a lot of great grooves in her songs, and there's also, of course, the great Fela Kuti. He's not from Mali, but that's definitely also something that I've listened a lot to. There's a wonderful drummer playing in Fela Kuti's band called Tony Allen, and I remember we listened to some of that in my car driving around Denmark on the first tour. Steve did not know a lot of the songs, so we listened a lot to Tony Allen, and he's just a really, really great drummer who has such a light touch. It's like I normally say, it's music without backbeats, and that's really, really, really special. And I didn't know the stuff that the guys were the question about if I knew a band. I didn't know that band. No.
No, I mean, Dan, do you know the organ trio band Devlon? Wait, Devlon. Okay, this is the question. Devlon Lamar organ trio.
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
You don't know? Okay.
No.
And one question for Steve. Your famous groove of the historic solo at my college was inspired or created with the influence of the book Stick Control.
Alex, say that again.
Okay. Your famous groove of the historic solo at my college was inspired or created with the influence of the book Stick Control.
And what was the piece you were asking about? What was the song?
My college. At my college was the historic solo at my college. This is what.
What? Yeah, is at my college? Is that a song?
Yeah, this is the question from Gianluca Costa. I don't know if it's true. Okay, let's do the next one. I would like to. It's fine. maybe he made some mistake. I would like to know how you manage the responsibility to all of drummers to be a living legend and constant inspiration. Do you feel the weight of this thing when you play concert and record an album?
Did you hear
No,
that?
I don't feel that when I play, and I definitely don't feel it when I try to do technical things on the computer. I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. I just go out there and do my best to play the music the best I can, and everything else is, it's that's is an afterthought. You know what I mean? It's just about doing the music the best that I can. That's what I think about.
So, another question. Okay, there is there still an artist which he would like to play? Because
Is there?
there is an artist that you will love to play that you never play with. I think the right question is this
I
one.
don't. I don't really. I don't think about that. I enjoy the people that I do play with, and it's always great to meet new musicians and share ideas. But I don't sit around thinking about, uh, you know, who I wish I could play with. I don't do that.
Okay, guys, I have a question for the trio. I
Yeah.
see that I've been touring with you many times, and the stuff that really impressed me, is the way that you are very calm. And the most important thing of this trio, I think I never saw in my life, is how long would it take the sound check. You fix the sound very well every night, and during the sound check, you play maybe not all concert, but almost many songs. And can you tell us the secret and why you make it like this? Because it's very, very particular.
Yeah. I mean, Steve, do you want to say something, or should I say something?
I'll just say that's a. I mean, the sound, being able to hear each other when you're playing live is, or anytime, is very important. And when you're playing live, we have monitors and we have PA, and it can get really tricky with the level of each one of those things. So it's important to really fine tune it. So what's happening in it? What
Oh, we lost Steve. Michael, can you go ahead and go to see if something happened?
Yeah, but yeah, Steve is totally right about that. We work a lot about work a lot on being able to hear each other really, really clearly on during sound check, and we try a lot. We play new venues every night, so every night it's totally different, and sometimes we'll move the monitors a bit, and we have also tried that we changed places on stage to see if we could make the best sound possible, so we don't have to so we play off the sound of each other acoustically, so we don't have to rely too much on the speakers, and so it's really necessary that we can hear each other almost acoustically on stage, and then the monitors, of course, will help with the last part of it, making the sound just perfect. So it's easier for everyone to lock in the groove. Now it's just you and I, Dan.
Hi, Michael.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, do that.
When you hear a new song, for instance, one that I write, it seems that within you playing the song maybe like 5 to 10 times, then you have all kinds of ideas of how to shape the music. Where does do you have a way of approaching this, or is it just something that happens? Because I hear you're trying out all kinds of ideas, and then all of a sudden the right thing comes, and you stick to that. How do you work with that?
Well, kind of what you just said. I played 8 or 10 times, and then it falls in place somehow, right? With the, get to know the melody and the lines, and yeah, it takes it takes some time to get to know a song real well, right?
Yeah.
So and yeah, there pop up some ideas on the way, and try some things out, and usually it fits, right? In the
It
end,
definitely does.
yeah, yeah.
So
Hey,
Alex,
hi
you're back,
Steve.
and Steve, you're back.
Yeah, Steve is back.
Uh, yeah, and the thing when we're working out a new song, one of the things that is important is for Dan and I to know, have an idea what the bass line is going to be doing, whether it's going to be, you know what I mean, whether we're going to walk or whether it's going to be simple. And, we decide, after playing the song for a while, it starts to fall into place how to approach different sections. And when Dan and I agree on the bass line for certain sections, the fact that we're doing the same thing with the bass and the bass drum can help, can help make the music, evolve as we play it.
Yeah, that is it's very, very. I mean, when Steve speak about, I always think about that he played with many musicians, and I remembered in the masterclass in Denmark the first time we met guys, Steve say something very, very important. Say that with you he start to play in the way that he never played before. That really impressed me that Steve say that. Do you remember, Steve, when you say that in the masterclass?
Yeah, because I had to figure out a way, like these guys do something that is very unique to them, and I have to, I have to be very respectful of that, because that's where it all starts. You know what I mean? So and then we all have to fit in together.
Wow. There is a question for Dan. Dan's foot bass. Do you have extra monitor for that?
No, I tried something out at a point with some separate bass amplifier, but no, I actually like it best when it comes from the Leslie
Okay.
speaker, right? Mm.
And Steve, another interesting question for you. The guys ask me why you use 4 brushes, not 2 brushes.
Oh, because it gives me it gives more weight. It's just it makes the brushes sound a little bit heavier, and I don't have to work as hard to get a sound.
Okay. And which is do you have any inspiration when you write the songs? And you write sometimes you write the songs together, guys.
Normally, I bring songs that are composed, and we will shape the whole form and the grooves together. and decide on, solos and intros and outros. So yeah, we some of the songs we spend a lot of time figuring out just the perfect form, and we I sometimes we will keep changing one song, during the tour to make it better each night. There was a ballad on the new album that we kept on working on through the whole tour, and before we sort of found a form that we really liked, and that's something that I treasure a lot about this trio. That we are never, nothing is finished. If we find a better solution, then we will keep on working on the music and see if it can sound more, the flow of it can be more natural.
Okay, Steve,
And
you.
we try to. I mean, I try to lock it in, so it feels like the music is playing us. We're not playing the music. So you know what I mean. So that's the goal, to get it so locked in that the music is playing us. We're not playing the music, and it's very joyful when that happens.
Wow. And a fan from Pino asked if you can tell something about Pino Daniele.
I love Pino Daniele. He was a good friend of mine. I recorded with him a few different albums, and we toured Italy together. And my wife and my son Duke at the time, we were living in Italy in Formia, near Formia is above Naples on the sea, and it was beautiful. We were there for about 3 months.
Wow.
And it was fantastic, man. I love Italy. My wife loves Italy,
And she's
so
Italian.
it was a great time, man. I have great memories and a lot of love for Pino and our time in Italy together, and it was great.
I think there is a question for the trio. When they play their own solos, how much they improvise every night and how much they follow the same line or pre-written line?
I think that the improvising is different every night. That's the one thing that's the one place where you have the freedom to try different things, and then there's other parts of the compositions where you go back to a certain part because that makes the groove feel good. But the solos it's open for people to be creative, and that's the time where you could do some different things.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, and that's in the solos. That's where it really changes from night to night, and it has a lot of energy. I remember we played at a small cinema on our last tour of Italy, where Dave Weckl was listening to the performance, and we played 2 concerts the same night. And I remember something really magical happened on the second of the shows. The sound was just perfect, and I felt that I was my fingers and it was just playing me, like Steve said earlier on, and that's something that changes from night to night. That's one of the reasons why live music is so fun to do. Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah, there might be some lines you play repeat some every night, but the weights of the lines also, right? So you kind of do some variations on. It's never the same solo, but
Yeah.
there might be lines that's repeated, right?
Yeah.
Steve, there is a guy from Italy ask you if you will be on drums with the Eric Clapton 2021 concert.
You know what? It's hard to say right now. We were supposed to do some things together, and they've gotten postponed. So it depends on how things get rescheduled. You know what I mean? We're still waiting to see how everything's going to come around, and it's a little confusing now. But I hope. I mean, you know, I had plans to play with Eric. We were supposed to do it, and like everything else, it got postponed. So hopefully it'll be rescheduled.
Yeah. Another question for Steve. Is the garbage plate still a popular thing in Rochester?
I'm sorry, is what?
Is the garbage plate still a popular thing in Rochester?
Oh, the garbage plate, Nick Tahoe's. Well, I think it is. I mean, I don't eat that anymore, but I used to, and I think that it probably is still popular in Rochester.
I even didn't know what is that, but anyway.
What is the garbage plate?
Nick Tahoe's, they make these great hot dogs with hot sauce, and they have like different kind of macaroni salad, potato salad, all French fry. They just do this plate of not real healthy food, but very good tasting things, and I must admit that when I was growing up in Rochester, like they stay open late, and it was a popular place for musicians to go after the gig and get some food before they went home.
Wow.
But I don't do that anymore, though. I don't eat that way anymore. But I have to say I did enjoy it when I did.
And another question for you, Max, ask you, who was your idol when you were young? Your hero.
Well, my uncle.
Oh, wow.
My uncle, he was. My family were really very supportive. My dad and his brother and their dad, and my grandmother, they were all very supportive. So they're my heroes. They're my real heroes. But I had a lot of drummers that I really looked up to. My first the first one that I ever heard of was Gene Krupa. So I looked up to him a lot, and then as I learned about other drummers, I ended up looking up to them because they all had something that they did that I liked, and so that's what the hero story is, I think.
Now I have a question that every night in this our interview we made. The most beautiful and horrible things that's happened on stage, guys, with you.
With our trio.
No, I mean in all your music life. Come on, go ahead, Michael.
I can start.
Yeah.
When I've tried at a very small jazz club in Copenhagen that I was playing solo with my eyes closed, and there was a couple who fell into my saxophone while playing, and I got totally so shocked that I almost couldn't play the rest of the set because I was just So, but for that's only one time I've tried that. I think the most beautiful, that changes all the time. I think every time I go on tour, there's one really beautiful moment that I take home with me, and And as I said just 5 minutes ago, the show we played at that small cinema in Italy, where everything just sounded perfect, and the music was so easy to play, and the audience, it was the whole thing, us and the audience and the music.
I'm very close. There is. I
Yeah.
remember it wasn't at any stage. You were so close to the audience, and Dave Weckl was in the second row. I remember. It was Cesena. Let's say hi to Cesena Festival and to the guys. Done the most beautiful and horrible things on stage.
Well, the most horrible, I guess, must have been when I played a gig on a boat, and the power was from a generator, an engine that should supply the organ with power, but the hertz wasn't right, so the organ played in a different key. The old tone wheel organ, So, and I played with a saxophone player and a drummer, like here, and we first discovered it when we started. So all the songs
You have transposed.
Yeah, 1.5 notes wrong.
Not bad. And the beautiful.
That was pretty awful.
And the beautiful thing that you can read music, I can transpose 1.5.
Yeah, good luck.
Steve, the most horrible moment in your music life on stage, and the most beautiful.
No, well, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, one comes to mind with our group. We had a great night at Pizza Express, and we played 2 shows, and we were going to play the next night, and the sound was great, and everything was perfect, and then after the second show, there was a rainstorm, and there was a leak in the club. So everything we had to completely move everything, and get it out of the way, and then reset it back up the next day. So it was like a beautiful night, and also a very sad night at the same time.
Yeah, it was like 1 minute after the last song we played, the rain started pouring down on stage, and I remember we had to save the Hammond organ for not, the rain was just pouring down in it's a basement jazz club. It was totally crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, because the people don't know, but the Pizza Express has 2 floors. The club is downstairs, so it's under the street level. So guys, it's 44 minutes, so the time fly. Okay, another guys say, Steve, I have your Yamaha that you use in the 1989 tour with Michael Brecker. He bought your Yamaha.
My what?
Your Yamaha drums. Okay. Max bought after your tour with Michael Brecker. He bought from Yamaha.
Oh, fantastic!
And he sleep with the drums every night, And guys, the owner of the Druso Club in Bergamo send a big hi to all of you, and I want to send a big love for them, because Bergamo, I don't know if you know him. If you know, Bergamo is full of coronavirus. Bergamo and Milano, all that area is very dangerous. And Davide, thanks God, and his family are okay, but he sent his love, and he want to send the love to all of you.
Thank you.
And we
send him our love.
Okay. I remember, Steve, you remember the Bergamo lunch. It's not Davide's fault, but anyway. We have the most horrible lunch in my life in Italy. But it's not Davide's problem. It was horrible. We choose a wrong restaurant. So another guy asked you if during the pandemic you're at home, if you write music.
Say that again.
if you write music during the pandemic, you know, in this period, in this quarantine, if you write music, if you use this time to write music.
Yes, I've almost written 4 new songs for the trio. I sent 2 to Dan and Steve that we were supposed to try out on the Japanese tour that was canceled. And if we are allowed to play this summer or maybe next summer, we will of course play the new music, and I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to trying the music with these 2 wonderful gentlemen.
Me too. I am too.
Cool. So I try, Dan. My partner Luca wanna send a big hi to you. I hide you a little bit for a second. Hold on. Luca wanna send a big hi to you. Here we are. Luca, non ti sentiamo. Ah, ok, colpa mia.
Hi Luca.
No, non ti sentiamo. C'è qualche problema. Oh, I have apologies.
Where is Luca?
Luca it's very close to me, but you know we are. No, non ti sentiamo.
Is that your dog barking?
Sorry?
Do you have a dog?
No, but it's full of dog around my house. So, you know, can you show us your? I see yesterday the live stream with John. You have your big puppy on your head. Okay, wait. Luca is again on streaming. Let's see if. Pronto?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Hey, Luca. How are you?
Fine. Everything's fine. Actually, as you can see, I am in my office, but my office is very close, in the same floor where I live. So I'm a little bit lucky to do. It's my secret room. This one, okay?
The only man in Italy allowed to go in office.
I'm a Stakhanovist. You know Stakhanov?
Hai qualche domanda, Luca? Do you have any questions?
No, because I'm working on a new project for the music for the new rules of the live music for the I don't know, September, October. I don't know when we can have live show again. So we are connected each other to write the new rules. Okay. Because as you know, as you can understand, in Italy there is a lot of bureaucracy, and it's always complicated. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you very soon, Michael and Steve, of course, and Dan, maybe.
Yeah.
And it will be a pleasure. Too. Sorry.
We're looking forward.
We hope to see you too.
Thank you. You're so kind, Michael. You're so kind.
What's the weather like there? Is the weather good in Italy?
Yeah, it's pretty sun today. It was a pretty sun day, and it was a it's a pity to know that you had to stay at home when outside there is a very warm weather. So
I know.
hello, Michael. Michelle, sorry, no Michael. Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. I'm so sorry.
Michelle Ito watching the live streaming and send a big hi to all of you. Hi, Italianos. Michelle, I really miss you, and I really miss our restaurant Azanebo.
So,
I put Dan again on the streaming, and I say hi to. Aspetta lì che poi ritorni. Here is Dan again. Okay, guys, it's 51 minutes of streaming. So, you want to say something for the old fan watching us?
Yeah,
I would just like to say, I'm sorry. I wish that we could be in Italy now, because I love Italy and I love playing with this trio. But I think it's important that we all stay safe, and so that when things open up, we'll be able to come over there and play more music. That's what I'm looking forward to.
and Alex, you got a promise to make a long tour of the whole of Italy. I have never been to the south. We gotta see the south of
We're
Italy.
supposed to go to the south next summer. We're supposed to start in Matera and many other nice places with the best food you ever had, because the south is incredible place, guys. So Steve been there many times with Pino, with other bands, and Steve been last year in the Peperoncino Festival with Steve Gadd band, and he can tell you how it's beautiful Calabria, how it's beautiful out there, nice people. It's completely different from the north. It's true, Steve.
Yeah, it was great.
So I really want to thank you to this opportunity to be live with us, guys. It's a great honor. You know how much I love to work with you, and it was a dream night. I'm sorry for the technical problem, but we get it. That is
Well, thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you.
I want to thank my company to give me this opportunity to work with all of you guys.
Thank you, Alex.
Great to work with you too, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys, and cheers.
Cheers.
I have a gin tonic here.
Take care.
Guys,
Yeah.
I love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Ciao.
Bye, Michael. Bye, Dan.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
Ok, adesso faccio ritornare il mio compagno d'avventure. Allora, io stasera pretendo di essere assunto dalla Rai, perché Steve Gadd non riusciva, Steve, a collegarsi, e ci siamo collegati alle 8. Per fare questa diretta, praticamente io mi sono chiamato dal mio telefono, cioè ho collegato il mio telefono con il programma che usiamo, l'ho messo sul cavalletto della macchina fotografica di fronte al portatile che era in collegamento con FaceTime con Steve, quindi c'era il mio telefono nell'altra stanza che inquadrava Steve Gadd via telefono, cioè è stato...
Madonna.
Mi ha ricordato un po' la casa di carta, sai quando fanno le telefonate per non farsi beccare, ecco. Però ce l'abbiamo fatta, l'importante è questo. Sì, stasera c'era anche il discorso di Conte, quindi probabilmente molta gente ha... Però comunque il video adesso lo mettiamo su YouTube e comunque sulla nostra pagina Facebook. Maestro, sì. Vuoi ricordare che ci sarà domani? Che è roba...
Domani parleremo dell'intrattenimento, della musica, dell'intrattenimento negli alberghi, e lo faremo con una coppia di musicisti, nonché coppia anche della vita, che sono Enrico Corsi e Barbara Burchi. Ho un duo che ha lavorato in Italia, lavora stabilmente in Svizzera da almeno 10 o 15 anni, adesso non ricordo bene, e parleremo di come il rapporto deve avere un duo, il classico piano, come si fa un piano bar di qualità, quindi il rapporto che il musicista ha con il pubblico, che è un rapporto molto più vicino rispetto a quello che è il classico rapporto tra il palco, quindi il musicista sul palco, e un pubblico che invece solitamente è seduto. E quindi faremo un pochettino di ragionamento su questo, magari, perché no, ci confrontiamo e vediamo anche quelli che sarà il futuro della musica dal vivo anche negli alberghi. Ora, fare previsioni, come naturalmente sappiamo, è difficile, non si possono fare, anche perché io il discorso di Conte ancora non l'ho sentito nella sua interezza.
Ma perché c'eravamo noi che eravamo molto più importanti, no?
Esatto. O meglio, Conte doveva sentire noi.
Esatto.
E quindi vediamo un attimo. Vedremo, settimana prossima gli alberghi, i ristoranti non li aprono. Quindi
matematico.
questo è matematico, questo lo
Ma
sappiamo,
però,
quindi
se
vedremo.
posso, sono un po' triste di quello che hai appena detto, lo dico pubblicamente, perché parli di grande piano bar, di grande musica, e non interpelli me che sono stato... E nessuno ha mai capito il mio talento nel cantare, cioè nel
Guarda,
suonare.
c'era un artista, no, un musicista, ma un artista che ti chiamava il Campanaro. Ora,
Beh, ma... Vabbè, ciao Carlo.
Carlo Tuzzi, adesso poi lo possiamo dire
No, no, è un
tranquillamente.
altro Carlo che mi chiamava il
Ah, no,
campanaro.
no, un altro
Era Carlo
pianista,
Paggio, grande
Carlo
pianista.
Paggio, che ti chiamava Campanaro.
Vabbè ragazzi, io mi sono fatto 2 dirette oggi, quindi mentre tu eri comodamente sdraiato sulla poltrona, hai fatto
Sì.
l'intervento, tu aspetta, sei come Feltri,
L'ospite
sei
d'eccezione.
come Feltri, arrivi e dici che... E
Ma
dici
meglio
che,
Feltri che Sgarbi, non lo so.
e dici che gli americani sono inferiori nel suonare, vero? È stato un piacere, grazie di essere stati con noi, a domani, alle 6,
A
alle
domani alle
18.
18, come di consueto, e poi vogliamo ricordare cosa c'è martedì.
Fai tu perché io ho tutto spento, martedì.
Martedì invece ci occupiamo sì di musica, ma di musica visiva. Tu mi dirai cosa vuol dire musica visiva? Scherzi a parte, avremo come
Cioè pianisti che
ospiti
fanno finta,
Cifarelli.
no.
No, avremo Roberto Cifarelli
Cifarelli,
e Palmucci Andrea,
Andrea
che
Palmucci.
sono due fotografi a mio avviso eccezionali che riescono con la fotografia a comporre, perché parliamo di composizioni anche con la fotografia, a comporre un'emozione dove il soggetto solitamente è quasi sempre un musicista. E sarà davvero molto bello, emozionante, è una cosa che a me personalmente piace, ma vedo che il rapporto con musica live, jazz, ma musica live, non jazz, musica live e fotografia è sempre un rapporto molto stretto e oserei dire quasi indissolubile. Quindi dopodomani, quindi martedì, domani Piero Bar negli hotel, dopodomani martedì ci vedremo alle 6 con Andrea Palmucci e Roberto Cifarelli, magari vedremo anche un po' di foto che hanno fatto, ci spiegheranno
Il 29
come
non
ci
lo
sono
diciamo
arrivati a
ancora.
quella foto, magari le cose anche più divertenti, gli scatti più improbabili, gli scatti rubati, questo magari sarà davvero interessante da approfondire.
Chiedo scusa a mio fratellone Alex Battini de Barrero che aveva fatto una domanda, ma ragazzi ne abbiamo fatte così tante a Steve che lo vedevo che stava iniziando a bere la birra. No, non era birra, era una bevanda analcolica. Quindi saluto tutti, anche Andrea
Domani
Venturi
ci
da
vedremo
Corinaldo.
perché diremo anche chi è il super ospite. Mercoledì ci sarà un ospite davvero, davvero grave, che molto grave,
Dai che sta di. Va
molto
bene,
grave.
ciao a
Poi
tutti.
capirete perché è grave.
Ciao ragazzi, buona serata.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.